Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2025 Season 9. The boys are given the LMU business a bit of a crack in Season 9. Good on you, Rainlight Racing. Good on also SIMBLACKS for jumping on board with these boys once again for Season 9. In 2025, MATCHFIT is on board. That's us. That means Davo, that's me, and J-Man, that's him, are here tonight. J-Man, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah, good, mate. Good to be here. Obviously, round 4, Fuji.
Round 4, Fuji.
Yeah, a little bit of old school Fuji too. So, ditched this version here. For those of you tuning in, they have ditched effectively what used to be the old turn 11-12, which was the chicane after turn 10 Dunlop, and then they run down. So a 14-turn circuit here tonight, round about the 4.5 kilometres out there tonight, and what a fantastic circuit. Great to be back broadcasting at Fuji. You and I not had the opportunity, I don't think, ever to call here.
Never.
Both probably quite familiar with the racetrack, Davo, and
yes.
So looking forward to this one as we see the I think the first indicative time coming through. So last week's winner, Steve Crossan, straight to the top, and some big wholesale changes in the platform in the last 7 days too, Davo, and viewers. A bit of an update.
Oh, so yes, exciting stuff.
Welcome aboard to the Lamborghini and welcome aboard to the Tokyo Taxi, aka the Lexus, Davo. We love a bit of Lexi.
We do love a Lexi. And yes, some wholesale changes, awesome stuff. We do know Fiji. We are familiar with the track, but the quarter names probably not. And even if we were, we wouldn't be able to pronounce half of them anyway. As we got.
Hey, look, they're not bad. They're not bad. We turn 1 is just the first turn, and then we get down to turn 3's Coca-Cola, and then they do utilise it a little bit. But typical Japanese, we've got 100R, which is between turn 4 and 5. Down at turn 6, which is a hairpin. Come out of 7, 8, in through a very, very flat chat kink, which is, they call it turn 9. It's barely a turn, which is 300R. Kind of reminiscent of Suzuka. And then we head down to turn 10 Dunlop, and then we've got a nice another passing opportunity on the way out of 10 down to 11. Which is another right-hander, and then this tight infield piece at the back end of the circuit through 4 to 12-13, which is Net's corner, and then final turn 14 is Panasonic. So, hey, look, they've kept it real for us, Dave. I think they may have done that just for you and I, buddy.
Quite possibly. Yes, big fan of Fuji, a big fan of LMU, and obviously Rainlight Racing. As always, Monday nights, we are loving it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for you guys joining us once again here at MATCHFIT Entertainment for our official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2025 Season 9. Hit the like and subscribe, and hit us up in the chat box. We love a chat, J-Man. Who is your money on tonight? Some wholesale changes in the game since we were streamed last week. So, it's going to mix things up, I think, here tonight, mate.
Well, they talk about, 7 days is a long time in anything, really, motorsport especially. But look, Steve Crossan came off what was nothing short of a dominant victory last week.
Stellar.
Flag to flag victory. Did a stellar job. Talked to him a little bit earlier through his Twitch stream tonight, and look, he wasn't feeling as confident. He kind of thought that he might have had something around about a 5th to 8th position amongst, on board tonight with the McLaren. He stuck with the car. There is a few changes. You'll be happy to note there's a couple more Porsches out there.
Very nice.
There was only the one and only Porsche out there previously in the first 3 rounds. However, we've got a couple more now, so good to see. Wholesale changes. Shane Fodderdo moves over to the Lexus. We see Lily Glass go through to
Lamborghini for Lily, I think. Yes.
I think Hemi Bateman's still rocking the Corvette, so well done to him. And then the other one as well, I think Wozniak's still in the lonely Ferrari out there.
Yeah, a few guys have stayed put, haven't they? I think Bewley, Nick Firth as well. So
Yeah, Bewley in the Porsche. I think was Bewley in the Porsche before.
Ooh, maybe not, actually. Yeah.
I don't think so. But good to see Eddie Thackeray, and I think there was another one else out there that stayed with the BMW. Gunther Rowe gone from BMW to Porsche. Kramer, Adrian Kramer in the BMW. So still, they talk about the BMW being particularly hard to steer in the latest update. So good on those guys for having a crack and staying with it. But nonetheless, times-wise, a 10th and a quarter separates Steve Crossan over Matty Clark. So Matthew Clark had a ton of form on this season, and Pete Dawson only 3.5 tenths away from the top spot as we speak as well. He stayed with the Aston Martin, did Pete Dawson. So
yeah,
a few changes out there.
Yep, definitely. As everybody finding their feet pretty well. We're not even quite mid-season, but just sort of mixing it up there a little bit. Always, sort of one of those weird things when we get these new platforms, and the boys here at obviously Rainlight getting onto this stuff early. But it's the constant updates, like the guys have to battle with, some physics, some tyre physics updates. But look, it really does bring some excitement and a little bit of a challenge from week to week sometimes. So awesome stuff. We don't mind it up here in the comms box, J-Man. And look, these guys clearly don't mind it either, because there's bloody 20 of them in there tonight again. We're ready and waiting to have a crack. So
yeah, and look, quick track too. Speed's approaching at 270k an hour on the big front straight here at Fuji.
It's massive. It's huge.
Well.
So long.
Big braking zone at the end too. A good opportunity for a passing manoeuvre down into one, and then obviously one opens out as well. So it's a nice piece of racetrack that they get to deal with out of one, but good closing proximity for those who really in touch with the braking prowess of their cars out there. So I think we're going to get to see tonight who's good with the middle pedal down to turn one.
Yep.
And look, a couple of infringements. I'm going to go too deep into them, but duly acknowledge that there was a little bit of feeling out there last week out on track. And, look, the stewards have imposed some warnings, and they've also imposed a couple of penalties. So
look, again, I'll repeat myself. New games, updates all the time, as we just see Crossy pushing the limits there. Awesome stuff. These guys definitely getting amongst it at Monza last week, J-Man, like you just mentioned. Look, right in turn one, mind you, without the chicane turn one at Monza, it's a flat-out right header, and
it was still drama.
It was on straight away, lap one, and awesome stuff to watch. But a few guys getting tangled up in that, so a little unfortunate for a few. I think Nick Firth was one, which I'll just mention because I'm sure that car got pulled up on a tow truck with only 3 wheels on it. So Nick Firth, up your game. Keep all the wheels on it here tonight. Times are coming down, J-Man. And what's the format again here? 1 hour, 15-minute qualifying, and compulsory pit stop. They guys will not make it with fuel or VE pretty well. So it's a forced compulsory pit stop, basically.
Yep. Yeah, what am I seeing there? Okay, so Mitchy Smith to the top.
Richie Smith to the top, Steve Crossan in second, and still pushing hard. Like I said, we did pick him up on camera there early, rotating that car off into one of the tarmac runoffs, thankfully, not in the sand. So still continuing to push hard, chasing Mitch. But Mitchy's got a stellar time there, J-Man.
Yeah, he has, and Mitchy Smith rocking the Lamborghini. So they talk about this Lamborghini being incredibly fast, but relatively nervous. So Mitchy Smith over 1 lap, to the tune of nearly 7 tenths of a. Oh, sorry, apologies. It isn't 7 tenths. It is. Sorry, it is. I'm just trying to get a read on the times here. He's got just under half a second. The difference to Crossy. So 4.5 tenths, or just under. Crossy's pressing on though. He's about to complete another lap. There is 2 minutes 25 left to go.
Yeah, not long to go now.
Good evening, Wazza. Good to have you tune in, mate. And what does Crossy do? No improvement there.
Yeah, still working on it, J-Man. But look, one more lap at least in there. Possibly 2, so just be interesting to see how we go here. These guys definitely not conserving any tyre in qualifying, so the boys will stay out for as long as possible. Bewley definitely up on top. We did get a quick flash of him on camera there before, and the boys are very sideways. So again, some of these boys really testing the limits of these cars here at Fuji tonight. We've seen Crossland. We've seen a couple actually in the fence there, same corner. I'm not sure which one it is, but I've seen McConnell in the fence, and I think it might have been Costas Makrolos or Thackeray in one of the Mustang up against the fence as well without a wing. So there's a couple of places on the track here that are testing the boys. Grip level wise, this is coming with I think the new update, J-Man. From what we're hearing on the internets.
Yeah, 11-13 is going to test the drivers here tonight. So that's that right, left before the final turn 14. And it changes elevation, Dave. It drops down and then rises back up. And right at the crest between 12-13, it's really at a peak of that radius in the corner. And the cars look to just get a little bit light. And if, it's a double apex. They call it 2 corners. They call it 12-13, but it's kind of one radius. When they go through there. But it looks to me like the cars get a little bit light in the mid phase of that corner and just get really, really loose. So plenty of discipline required on the right pedal there from these drivers. But yeah, just looking at that now. Crossland and Smith in the pits. They've given it away.
They've had enough.
Yep, Matty Clark, where is he? He's just come down into 1. So he comes through this, well, they call it turn 2. It's barely a corner.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a run out of 1.
And then this fast invites you to test the track limits through 3. Comes up to this big horseshoe of turn 4, turns into turn 5. It's another corner where they add another corner number.
Just add a number, add another extra number, and then down into that heavy braking area pretty well. Into that.
Which is the hairpin.
The hairpin, very nice bit of the track there. Nice and cambered up, downhill, cambered up corner, so they get the car stopped as best
as turn 10, big brake maneuver there, and then this is the dodgy section here. 11 through 11 here. Car gets light on exit. Change of direction into 12. Keep the throttle on. Off again into 13 here. Get the apex and then the run out for what is a big sweeping turn 14 exit onto the front straight. Another one where they're kind of blind to the apex and they've got to try and pick the timing when they get on the gas. Don't let it run out too wide.
Very blind corner there, J-Man. As we just see a Larky running across the line there.
What does this do for him? He stayed in it. Is it good?
Ooh,
it is good.
Takes
him to P2, just under half a tenth of a second to the top spot. So he will provisionally share the front row. Who have we still got running?
That's it. Glass out as well. Done. So it's a done and dusted, J-Man. As they roll those cars back in the pit.
Which will give me probably just about enough time to reach for the fridge just quickly.
As we see the starting order starting to flash up on screen there, Mitch Smith, Steve Crossland. Actually, it's missing a driver each. Actually, so we'll just hang on. I think we need to wait for that session to just tick over. Sorry, this is the broadcast team learning on the fly as usual. I think we just need to wait for that qualifying session to complete. But in the meantime, we will talk about giveaways. Like we mentioned earlier, obviously, SIMBLACKS back on board again here in 2025 for the LMU Series and Rainlight Racing's Season 9. So awesome stuff. What are they giving away? Nobody knows. But there is a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. Big question mark there. We don't even know. No one's privy to what the giveaway is but SIMBLACKS and Rainlight Racing hierarchy. So, look, stay tuned. And quite often with these giveaways here at Rainlight, it's a spin of the wheel stuff. It's not performance based. So awesome stuff. Anybody can win it. Anyone throughout the field. So you just gotta get involved, ladies and gentlemen. Get involved. As we hear some call outs for the boys and girls to get out on grid. We will have a quick look at the points there. We'll just flash them up there just sneakily as the ladies and gentlemen get themselves out on track. And we try and find a good camera angle, actually. Geez, they go right back around the corner here.
And interesting stat there, Davo and viewers, 6 manufacturers inside the top 10 for qualifying.
There you go. Impressive stuff. Calendar there, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Fuji tonight. That is June 16th. That is the 4th round, 60-minute race. Once again, we've just completed the 15-minute qualifying session and we will have a forced compulsory pit stop throughout the race. We will get back to this little graphic here and see if we can crank up. Start. Let's do this. Let's see if this works this time. Mitchell Smith, J-Man, top of the list.
Yeah, Mitchy Smith with Matthew Clark.
Yep.
And so again, is it every second one again?
It's doing it every second one again. Okay, no, that's okay. We're working on this.
It's all good. We'll work through it. Crossing out of P3 beside Nathan Bewley, Isaac Ichikawa in 5th with Pete Dawson. Hemi Bateman to go 7th alongside Gunther Rowe. And then we shall go P9 and 10, Nick Firth alongside Edward Thackeray. And then Costas Makrolos shares the 6th row with Kenneth Worcester, Goddard and Craig McConnell, 12th, 13th. And then Joseph Marnie shares 15th and 16th with Sam Wozniak. And then we will see Lily Glass and Adrian Kramer, 17th and 18th. And then a Giga racer by the name of Shane Fodado. And I believe that is Merlin the Magician, aka Lee Perkins, share the final row. So that is a wrap as we come down to the start proceedings.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 60 minutes of madness here in Rainlight Racing's 2025 Season 9 LMU Series, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go green. Mitchie up the front, Matty in second, Steve Cross and Nathan Bewley, Isaac Ichikawa, Pete Dawson.
Well, good jump there from Nathan Bewley off the start, Davo.
Awesome start. Crossy's vulnerable already. Couple of Porsches.
Oh, Crossy has to take to the grass.
Grass there, but that is allowed. I think that is... Who is in the background? That is Matty Clark and Ichikawa going at it. Side by Ichikawa.
Still, we've got 2 cars around. We've got Craig McConnell, Sam Wozniak engaged in a little bit of close quarter battling. Both of them end up facing the right direction.
Thankfully,
that was tight, and that was effectively coming through turn, I think it was 4.
I think it was 2 and 3 there or something.
Oh, sorry, it was 3. Sorry, it was
very,
2-3.
very early. So these guys playing for keeps already. Bewley in the Porsche, Gunther Rowe in the Porsche in third and fourth. You can see Smith already trying to run away from the Crossland McLaren immediately. I think it's Ichikawa. I will call that the Vegemite Lamborghini, the yellow and black car.
Yeah.
Matty Clark just, and who's that out in the...
That's Pete Dawson.
That is Dawson going backwards.
Yeah, Dawson goes a long way back, goes to the very back of the pack, trying to get that thing going again. Car doesn't look too badly damaged.
No, it doesn't look too bad as they roll back out onto the start-finish straight here. Kenneth Worcester actually holding down 9th position, but it's a drag race.
Plenty of speed on board that Lamborghini from Mitchy Smith and Crossland up to the challenge.
Look at Costas. So it's Costas and Worcester side by side drag race. Worcester in the Lexi J-Man and getting the best over Costas in a straight line there, J-Man. So not a bad effort. Just tucked up in front of those guys is Ed Thackeray in one of the BMW.
How good does the Lexus look, Dave?
Spectacular. As always, with the Lexus, the Tokyo Taxi.
Crossland now mounting a challenge on Mitchy Smith. So Crossland's going with winner from last week.
And just settled in nicely already, hasn't he, J-Man?
That is Mitchy Smith off track.
He deals with it.
Yeah, deals with it. Got it back on.
Big moment there. That could have easily turned pear shape and that thing could have been around, but struggling there.
Have to lift. He potentially could have to lift. The game does require them to sometimes redress.
And so in the process of that, it looked like Crossland might have just tagged him on the back there going, hang on, mate, if you're going to lift, you're going to have to get offline. I'm here. And look at this.
Look at him.
What's this?
Look at him.
And that's Gunther Rowe. No, it's not. It's Nathan Bewley.
Crossy's already out of the draft. He's already having a look, Davo. So he's going to be a strong contender for turn one. Crossland's already got about 3 miles an hour.
Oh, look at this down the inside.
Camera shakes vigorously as they come down into turn one. He gets the job done comfortably down to turn one there.
Bewley sizing him up as well.
Sizing him up.
Okay, so clearly having a little bit of an error somewhere in that last lap there. It's allowed Ichikawa in the Vegemite Lamborghini to sneak. Clark, look, hasn't had the best of starts, but just right there, ready to chase these boys down, any mistakes, and look who is right behind him. The Corvette, Bateman in the Corvette, so doing a stellar job once again, but look at that mid-pack. Thackeray, Costas, Worcester, Nick Firth. Woo!
Go back 7 days, I think Clark and Hemi Bateman got a bit of history, so good to see them back out on track together.
What's that space? Oh yeah, that was hectic, wasn't it? The closing stages of Monza there. Oh yes.
Crossy to the front. As soon as he gets to front, he's already put 1.2
he has.
seconds.
Oh, look in the background there. There's that Bewley. Bewley around.
Yeah, he gets past Mitchy Smith.
So Mick, a bit rattled from that little off track earlier. It's really put him out of his rhythm, I suspect. Car looks fine, no damage, there was no contact between him and the wall. Mate.
Further down too.
Look at this line. The mid-pack, mate, is epic. Look at these guys. Costas, Worcester in the Lexi.
Jane Fodado, who's he sizing up? Okay, no, it's not. It's Adrian Kramer having a look, but Shane Fodado better under brakes by the look of it, down to turn one.
Oh, bit of a shake from the BMW, trying to get that thing sorted. Get it.
Okay, just watching the gap, 5.1 seconds now from Ichikawa to Mitchy Smith, so just keep your eye on that gap. Can he close that down? Mitchy Smith gone from first to third in as many laps.
Look at Clark though. Clark on Gunther now. So Gunther not getting an ideal start either. I don't think Clark really got an ideal start as well, but now they are here together. And like you can clearly see just in the foreground or background, just the Daniel Bateman in the only Corvette out on track here.
Yeah. Doesn't Matty Clark look good at the moment? Just
looks
up underneath the
tight.
rear wing of Gunther Rowe. Does look like he's
Looks
fully comfortable in that car. Gunther Rowe has
look
a
at
slide. Clark has a
both
slide.
sliding around.
So this is this new tyre model, the new physics, catching them out on corner exit. I heard that was the word. It's just picking up the throttle, but I think I favour Clark coming down here. Got the inside line into turn 1. Can he make this stick? Yeah, holds the line, looks good.
Yeah, look, they both had a big shake out of the final corner there. Gunther's a little bit bigger than Clarkie's there, so there's the game. And the power of the Aston Martin down the start-finish straight there, over the port.
Oh, now what's going on up the front? We've got Bewley caught right to the back of Steve Crossland, and it must have been something this lap because both of them reasonably quick last lap round. First laps of 137.2, 137.1 for Bewley. So he is right on the back of Crossland now. So this is Bewley moving forward. Dispatched Mitchy Smith a lap ago. Now he's all over the back of the McLaren.
Oh, and quickly too, J-Man. It wasn't like 3-4 laps, mate. This is literally 1 lap. And he's on the move.
Different line there. Oh, very, very loose. Just loses the rear. That's going to be to the favour of Crossland. Nice and smooth.
And look at how hard he had to work there to gather that back together.
I get an idea. Lots of energy left remaining for the field this early on in the piece. Obviously, we talk about this is a 60-minute race, so they'll be full of fuel, well, enough fuel to make it so far, and then obviously energy as well. I don't know how much lifting and coasting is going to be going on at this track because it looks pretty busy, Davo.
Doesn't it? What?
So Ichikawa, Matty Clark, that's another good battle. And also I was looking back as well, a little bit further back, and there was a great battle going on. I think it was Worcester, Firth, McConnell as well.
Look, just that whole train, J-Man,
yep.
That's Sam Wozniak, George Goddard, McConnell, Firth, Worcester. I think even it's Costa and Thackeray leading that in the red turbo BMW. So a big train of cars there, actually. Right back to, like I said, Wozniak in the Ferrari. Oh, actually, who's that tacked on the back of him as well? That is Marnie. But let's get back up the front because I think Thackeray is under fire from Makalos there. But again, it's just like one corner to the next. They could just get a little bit of an unforced wriggle, just trying to pick that throttle up, and we've been like mentioning throughout the street.
Ken Worcester look.
Stunning.
That's the latest update.
Mate, he's on it.
Absolutely on the gas.
Yeah. Look at them as they run down into one here.
So Pete Dawson on the comeback now. He's sizing up Shane Frodo down to turn 1 as we speak. So this is after going to the back of the pack. Now Pete Dawson, big overlap down onto turn 1.
Oh, the BMW comes in. Oh, just Dawson grabbed that. Oh, only just.
Who was that?
That's Kramer, I think it is, yes.
Wow, miscued the brakes there.
Oh, it looked like he missed his board by about 50 minutes. Missed one whole board there. Come in hot. Snuck past Shane, but just picked the back of Dawson's car up. Only just hit him, but enough to turn that car most of the way around. But Dawson back in a straight line and work. Man, he's working hard for his positions tonight.
Yeah.
So as is Bewley. Now we saw him sneak past Mitchy Smith there earlier, as did Steve Crossland. Tagged right up on the back of Crossy there a lap or two ago, but just as I think the tyres are equalising a little bit there, it's struck a little bit. If we look back a little bit, got the row with now Bateman making some gains.
He actually is making some gains, making some good gains at the moment. So,
and we go back to the next battle, J-Man, and look at this. Oh, it's actually, who's that? That's Costas. He actually got past Thackeray in the BMW.
I did too.
So there you go.
It's not done though.
It doesn't look like it's done, does it? Look at the urgency of Thackeray. It's just like, hey.
Oh, Macron sideways there. Lots of sparks coming off the front splitters. They got these things set really low.
Nice and low, nice and low. So, and that battle, that's that train that we've been talking about. That's that Costas Bacallos, Eddie Thackeray in the BMW. Then you got Worcester, then you got McConnell, then you got Goddard. Look at that, bam, bam, bam. And those Mustangs, geez, they look tough, J-Man. Just behind that, I think it was Wozniak in the Ferrari. Now, he's dropped back a little bit, but it's got Marnie to contend with. So, no surprise there. He's got a whole bunch of bright orange Porsche.
Emmy Bateman tags Gunther Rowe.
Oh, and they're both.
Oh, Gunther's struggling to get that thing going again. Who else is going to turn up on the scene? Costas Macron.
Oh, here it comes. Here comes the train. And it's on.
Gunther goes to the inside to cover straight away, but I think the momentum will be all Thackeray.
Watch this when it gets down the end here. Oh, it's on Thackeray. Who's that in the background? That's Worcester. Oh, we got bumping of guards. 2 by 2 by 2.
Yeah, who was that? Was that Ken Worcester as well? With
that
Hemi
was
Bateman?
Worcester. That was Worcester. And who was it?
Hemi Bateman.
Bateman in the... No, I don't think it was in the... It wasn't the Corvette bumping guards. Oh, was it?
Yeah,
oh, it was
yeah,
too. It was too. There you go.
Yeah, mate. 100%. And then right behind them, Goddard, McConnell.
Oh, mate.
They're engaged arm wrestle down to one as well.
Mid-pack racing at its best, J-Man. This is epic stuff. This is what we come to watch.
6.5 tenths at the top end of town.
Oh, Gunther off track again.
Oh, no. Oh, can he gather it up? He does.
Oh, man, that car looked like it was going to go one way or the other really dramatically. One way was back out on the track into this traffic, or the other way was into the wall, but he dealt with it, got it together. But definitely struggling with that Porsche at the moment. Really high up on the curbs again, which it probably is not liking, I suspect. Again, inside and high up on the curb, he does it again. So really struggling to get his rhythm back, J-Man. He's been rattled here. A whole bunch of positions lost in the last lap or two.
Watch the drive McConnell got out of turn 14. Might be just a little bit too far back for a challenge down to 1, but I'll tell you what, he went a lot wider than Gunther Rowe did.
Who's that in the background?
Oh, Bewley has got Crossland in that last lap as well.
Okay, sorry, ladies and gents, we have missed that one. I don't think we can pull that back up here. Let's have a quick look.
And Mitchy Smith's right in the hunt as well. He was there or thereabouts in P3, but now he's really challenging Crossland for P2. Let us know how you get on with that, Davo, whether that's an option.
I'm going to say no at this stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll press on.
But yes, Bewley passed Steve Crossland. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you probably saw it on the totem first, but you're hearing it here now. And that battle continues on. Mitch Smith tucked in behind there and is not going anywhere. But look, why did we miss it? Why did we miss it, J-Man? It's because of what's going on in this train of mid-pack madness. Look at them all.
It's almost 3 wide.
Oh, Thackeray, Worcester, Bateman. That's Goddard in the background. And now Gunther Rowe. It looks like he's calmed the farm a little bit. Tagged back on the back of that. And Craig McConnell.
What has Hemi Bateman's Corvette got for this Lexus down the
front chute? Well, let's watch it. He's gone the outside. He knows he's going to cover in the Lexus. It's like, okay, let's do. Oh, the Nürburgring. Outside move. Can he pull it off? No, he can't. And look at that Mustang. He's vulnerable to Goddard.
And was that Gunther Ice all loose in the background, surely?
Well, I don't know. What do you reckon?
Crossland under attack now from Mitchy Smith for P2. Bewley just pulled a little bit of gap, pulled 1.4 seconds. So he's got back to full comfort zone.
So Crossy there, just trying to stay smooth. Tyres could be phasing a little bit here. Easy to get out of rhythm at Fuji. All the corners linked together, or most of these, especially this back complex of corners, easy to lose your rhythm and be offline for multiple corners in a row.
Edward Thackeray off, Worcester through, Goddard through, Gunther Rowe through, McConnell's probably going to go through.
McConnell is through. McConnell is through as well.
Thackeray with the smallest of moment loses 4 positions just like that.
Quick as a flash. We will get back up the pointy end though, J-Man, because we're into one here, and Mitch Smith really putting the pressure on the second position of Steve Crossland in the McLaren. So the bright pink Lamborghini, can't miss this thing. Really chasing down Steve Crossland. Stellar start to the race. We saw it last week, but yeah, these guys are really taking it to him here this week at Fuji. Let's get back. Let's get back. Get back.
McConnell's right there as well, so Thackeray's just got to be careful, albeit he's trying to attack Gunther Rowe, but McConnell's searching, and he's right there.
And again, Thackeray with the unforced error, so is he struggling with that BMW now, you know, with that little bit of an off and the loss of positions? He's a little rattled, he's trying to get that rhythm back. He's not only trying to keep those tyres in check, but just trying to keep his mind in check. Really, he's got to focus, get that rhythm back. Look who's still sitting in the background. That is Wozniak in the Ferrari and Joseph Marnie in that bright orange fronted Porsche. So those guys aren't going anywhere. A little too much of a mistake, and we see Gunther there very sideways. Through the right-hander in the pool. Looked like he had it. He was all over it. So has he got that touchback? Oh! And that's Thackeray very sideways. That's McConnell's through in a flash.
Mitchy Smith still working over Steve Crossland, but while this is going on, Bewley's pulling a gap now, 3.1 seconds, so he is absolutely checking out from this battle.
Oh, and he needs to, doesn't he? We still have just under 40 minutes to go, so they're only pretty much a third through this race.
They are.
There will be a pit stop. 100%.
I believe Nick Firth opted for an early get-in.
I did see that.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of VE and fuel on board.
Okay.
And he's out there just minding his own business and fresh air at the moment. So we'll see what that does for Firth later in the piece.
Yeah, so look, who isn't in fresh air? Well, Matt Clark
Matt
now
Clark.
right up behind Mitch Smith. But look, we had a glimpse of Ichikawa tucked in behind. Well, he's not tucked in behind. He's actually in a whole bunch of fresh air, back and front. So he can just focus on what he's doing and see what he can get done in the pit stops. But second, third, fourth now is starting to look like that mid-pack was before, J-Man.
And look at Mitchell Smith facing the McLaren down the inside line.
Well, look at Crossland trying to dodge. Look at these two.
Can he go over under? He's having a good look.
Oh, it's a left-handed next though, J-Man. Oh, he's got him through the kink. Oh, he's just shut the door.
Wow.
So Smith past Crossland. Now, is it Clark's turn?
Yeah. This here, 100R. They tip it down the hill there. Lots of camber on the inside. They open the steering up. They're flying down the hill here. Now look at Clark sizing up Steve Crossland. Look, Crossland's driving shallow. You can see him there.
Yeah. He's cut. Oh, and he covers back too. So Crossland feeling the pressure, J-Man.
But didn't he respond then? And
he did.
Closed the gap back up to Mitchy Smith. Oh, he's wide there, very wide there. A little bit of curb. Up through 13.
It doesn't really make it vulnerable for the next corner there. Luckily, it did slow both of them though, as Crossland gathered that up, which is just allowing Smith to roll away from that.
You can just hear and see these cars just very, very nervous on corner exit now. So the driver's having to just adapt to this new tyre and this new physics update just to try and stay in touch. And we've seen plenty of it, aka Gunther Rowe, super loose in that Porsche. Who else have we got? We've got, I think we do have Hemi Bateman still right on the back of Ken Worcester, who's chasing down Costas Makrolos. That battle's still in shoes.
Oh,
no changes there.
It's awesome.
Oh,
was that a tag?
Nah, Ken Worcester just outbroke himself. This is going to give Hemi Bateman a good look here.
He had a big sniff, but on the outside, yep. Oh, and then Goddard. Look at Goddard. He's just like, is it my turn yet? Is it my...
Hemi Bateman down the inside, though. Still there. And he's going to get this. He got it done.
Nice work.
So, Matty Clark still working over Steve Crossland. And Mitchy Smith just cuts into the deficit of Nathan Bewley just a little bit in the last lap too. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of lap time he can make on his own. Try and get an idea. Bewley, he's going to cross for around about, we'll just try and get a read on his lap time. 38.3, plays a 37.6 for Mitchy Smith. So Mitchy Smith is coming. He is up to the challenge to try and chase down, and we see Matty Clark.
Oh, look at these
two. The overlap on Steve Crossland. He's got the inside line. Crossy looking for a switchback here. Doesn't quite get the power down on exit. A little bit nervous about the oversteer on exit, these boys at the moment.
Oh, and rightly so, J-Man. By all indication, that new update has probably made the cars a little more nervous than what they've been used to so far, but probably more true to life on the way they would normally be. So awesome stuff. But yeah, a little bit of a learning curve for the boys.
Very much a learning curve. Okay, so Croston now. Can he stick with Matty Clark?
Well, he's going to need to, really, isn't he?
Yeah,
Stay in touch.
Earlier in the night about being maybe somewhere between 5th and 8th. He was quite modest about his approach to this one. Just said that he wasn't quite feeling as confident as he was last week. And look, he kind of was there or thereabouts in qualifying, and at one point led this race. And hey, look, a top 4 is nothing to sneeze at. Davo is still doing a fantastic job, but these boys in front, Matty Clark, Mitchell Smith, Nathan Burley, got a bit between their teeth at the moment, just pressing on. Some very, very quick times. Just getting punched out of these cars at the moment.
And to be honest, they look like they were actually working hard for him too, those times, J-Man.
Yep. Field a little spread throughout, maybe the mid-pack now, just sort of looking back. I think maybe Hemi Bateman, Costas Makros is probably another good battle that's starting to transition into something.
Yeah, Marnie also making ground
Wozniak
on Wozniak there, and I just saw one of the Lexi, I'm pretty sure it was a Lexi. Next position shows. Yeah, next position shows Pete Dawson, but I thought I saw one of the Lexus just pull into the pits. So, anyway, yes, same front of that down, round at the back as well. Merlin just rolling across the line, rounding out the top, the 20, and looks like he is chasing. Who's that? I don't know. Oh, so that was Worcester in the pits, J-Man?
It was, yep. So Merlin's chasing Adrian Kramer.
Oh, it's Kramer, is it? Yep, in the BMW.
Yep.
So a couple of out of position cars. Obviously, some of these guys or girls are already visiting the pit lane.
1.9 the margin up the top end of town too, Dave. I just got to keep my eye on that because we saw Bewley have it out to around about 3.1, 3.2 seconds. It's now 1.8 by way of, I think, Mitchy Smith just having a little bit of pace right now. So that's going to transition into something a little spicy.
Yeah, Lambo definitely wound up. But, mate, Matty Clark, he's coming with. If not, he's getting closer as well. So he's definitely tied on to the back of that Lamborghini of Smith.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he just run a 37.
He's definitely going with. So those two guys, two guys, they're the two quick cars on track. Smith and Clark, second and third respectively. Mid-pack, like we mentioned, spread out a little bit now. I think a few have taken some pit stops, but it was pretty hectic. Elbows out, stuff, couple of unforced errors, bit of toing and throwing, Gunther losing a few positions here and there. I think Thackeray losing a position here or there. The likes of Sam Wozniak and Joseph Marnie, though, have just literally just stayed nose to toe and chased this lot the whole way for the first 30 minutes and just watched it all unfold. So it'll be interesting to see where those two boys come out. That is Pete Dawson in recovery mode, back up into 14th, J-Man, after just really been caught up in the wars there, sometimes through no fault of his own. So yes, definitely in recovery mode for Pete Dawson. Then we have Kramer, Firthy, who is going at it at the moment, but I think passing a back marker.
Yeah, he's pit stopped, so he's on the run home. But update on the top end of town, Nathan Burley with a 38.2, Mitchy Smith with a 37.9. However, Matty Clark 37.4.
Wait, mate,
he's coming.
He's coming. You don't even have to look at these times. You can physically see it on shot in camera here on the screen. That Aston Martin very close to the back of the bright pink Lamborghini now, and just looking so tight and so solid.
Does look good through the tighter stuff. So Status quo, sticking with the cards. Matty Clark's working out for him because I think he's heading in the right direction as we've just passed the halfway mark in this race. And halfway through, he had some work to do as Matty Clark. He's had to dispatch a fair few cars on the journey, so he's had a few battles. Nothing's been given. I think he's taken everything he's earned. And
for sure.
Set to work on Mitchy Smith, who's done nothing wrong to this race as well. He got engaged with a very, very good battle with Steve Crossan, who you can see in the back of shot there. So, good stuff.
To be honest, the top 4, none of them have been gifted any of these positions. They have all pretty well worked hard to be where they are. So no off-track excursions, really.
Nah.
But look at Clark, hey man.
Yep. He's having a good look
up
the
he's having
here.
A really good look. Proper look now.
Inside. Oh,
he gave him
the check up.
Yeah.
Clark put the car in a beautiful position just so that Mitchy Smith had to actually just dab the brake there and clear the Aston Martin. So
look, Clark looked quicker. And I just wonder whether Smith knew that too. He's just like, God, I'm going to have to let him go. See if it comes back see if it comes back somewhere in the tyre phasing. But another change of positions up the pointy end. Now it's Bewley, Clark and Smith. Crossy still in the background there, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see him just there, not too far away.
Good battle here. McConnell, Eddie Thackeray as well. So I believe that's still going on, as well as the... I think it was Wozniak. Was it Wozniak Goddard, or was it Goddard Pete Dawson now?
Oh, Thackeray and McConnell.
Pete Dawson.
Thackeray and McConnell, side by side, multiple times through the corner there.
Yeah, look at McConnell going for a really, really wide line out of 14, looking for the drive.
And look
I think he's going to get it.
And see Wozniak in there now. Why is Wozniak there? So Marnie's lost a position to Goddard.
Yep.
Or Goddard's actually gone back to those guys. Actually, Goddard was further up the road from that. That's Crossland in the pits as well.
Pits. Yep.
So yeah, Goddard's come back in between these two for some reason.
Got it over the pits
and
also.
Now it's for position. Who is that in the blue? Aston Martin just sneaking down the inside. That is Pete Dawson.
Oh, Wozniak, McConnell come together. Wozniak is the loser in that scrap.
Oh, no. Gets it in check and pointing in the right direction fairly rapidly. But unfortunately, it'll come together there between McConnell and Wozniak. So the Ferrari round in the tarmac runoff, thankfully.
So Crossy pulls himself out of that P4, makes a pit stop, gets back into it. So it's interesting to see that he's done that at that time, obviously just wanting to just hit the reset button, Davo, and just get out of it. Maybe, hopefully, this outgoing set of tyres and a whole lot more energy gives him a little bit more rhythm. Who is that? I can see going slowly. The leader's just coming past. That's Shane Fondo, just gives way to the top three. Pete Dawson, George Goddard.
Oh yeah, this is where the fight is.
Working his way back from the back of the pack after an incident very early on.
Yeah, and literally right from the back of the pack.
Oh, look at the drive here. He's got the run.
He's all over this, Joe, man. He's already got the overlap as he runs across the start-finish line.
I think Mustang of Goddard's got a little bit of damage on the bonnet. Maybe
I think it has too.
Hero.
I think it has too, because it went, like I said, it went backwards in between Wozniak and Goddard. Not God, bloody Goddard. Marnie, J-Man.
Yep.
So that car has definitely gone backward and quite possibly been in the wall, so maybe a little bit of damage there. Dawson on recovery and doing a stellar job. So chasing down Marnie, he's his next target. Craig McConnell up in that little battle there as well at the moment. And Eddie Thackeray leading that little pack. Gunther Rowe has settled back into his rhythm and is in clean air at the moment. So holding down 7th position.
McConnell really sideways. It's really going to give Joseph Marnie a good option. Good look here as they come up.
Just as I mentioned it, I just pick up in the back a shot there. That is Gunther Rowe. Damn near looping the car up in the background out of the final corner there as we just pick up on Marty and McConnell rolling out of that same corner. So Gunther losing no positions, J-Man, because he had a big chunk of clean air.
But a lot of time.
But a lot of time as we just see McConnell into the pit. And into the pits quick. Wow, wonder if he got that thing pulled up. Who's that behind him there, actually? Is that Wozniak in the Ferrari?
Sam in the lane also. And so you'll see Crossan come through to leapfrog those guys at pit time, naturally. But Matty Clark now 1.4 seconds off the lead of this race, so he's starting to make some inroads. Looking nice and smooth. Just dropped Mitchy Smith by around about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds on the journey. So just see Bewley really, really wide out of the final turn.
Oh, look, I'm just reading the comments there. J-Man, do you want to float Warren Baker's comment first?
Well, it depends if you're Nathan Bewley or Gunther Rowe there, Walter. I think if you're Nathan Bewley, you'd say yes. If you're Gunther Rowe, you'd say the Porsche sucks balls. However...
tell us what you really think.
The Lambo, Mitchy Smith could argue that it was a great option to go for the Lambo.
Yeah.
Probably the car least represented, I think, performance-wise right now would be the Lexus, to be honest.
Yep. And possibly the Ferrari.
Oh, look, Sam's done a good job with what he's had, I think, throughout the season so far. He's been mixing it up with some good names. Look, Ichikawa, and I think also Mitchy Smith out of P3, P4 in the Lamborghini. I think that bodes well for how good the Lambo looks so far. Obviously, we've only had one track to measure it on so far, and
time will tell. Time will tell, J-Man.
Okay, I've just temporarily lost my data, so we'll just sort that out.
Click at the buttons, J-Man.
We're back. We're right. Half a second now. Half a second. Glad it came back because Matty Clark all over the back.
Mate.
Of Nathan Bewley.
This Aston has literally just got quicker and quicker as the race goes on. I wonder whether it's Bewley coming back. Has the Porsche got slower and slower?
Oh, yeah. 38.3 plays a 37.5, so it's Bewley just running out of a little bit of pace.
Yeah. So that tyre may be going away a little bit in the Porsche. And again, we just see it tenderly get through T1 there, but Clark just smashes the Aston into the corner. I
think Clark has to be overly impatient here. I think he can just take his time and
surely. We saw Clark. Who was it last week? Clark and
Hemi Bateman.
It was Bateman. It was odd.
Look, it shows the nose to the inside, and that makes Bewley run wide of the apex.
Ever so slightly, but there, look at him trying to pick the throttle up early in the Porsche, gets it very taily. And like I mentioned, look, he backs off. He doesn't need to push.
This will invite Mitchy Smith back to the party, so he's just got to be smooth about this. Pick his moment, follow where he can, and then attack when it's decisive. Otherwise, 2 will become 3, and then that's a problem. Okay, so there's another double apex right-hander up here, turn 14. See a lot of the drivers going out really, really wide to try and get a nice straight line on the way up.
Yeah, that drive. Yep.
If I'm Matty Clark right now, I'm going to the pits. I'm going, you're not going to hold me up for one more lap. I'm going in, but look, he's going to stick with it. 19 minutes to go. Who's that? I see trundling down the inside line, looking like they're going to come to pit lane. Who is that? That looked like Sam Wozniak going back to pits. He's already been in, I believe.
Oh, the Porsche wide. At one.
Okay.
But Clark is through.
He goes through easily. So what can Matty Clark do from the front?
So, yeah, look, didn't even have to force the issue there. Had a little bit of showed the nose on the inside there, but wow. Bewley just pretty well opening the door there for Clark, but Clark's Aston Martin is with 100% looking like the dominant car in the back half of this race, J-Man. That Aston well hooked up and it looks like it's running home strongly at this stage. Still yet to do a pit stop. Just quietly.
Trying to see Crossy here, what he did, 38.7. Now, just remember, Crossy got himself out of this battle from P4 early in the piece. I think Clark and Bewley have pressed on very, very strongly. There's no doubting the ability for those guys to make a safe pit stop and come out 1-2. Mitchy Smith, try and get a read on his lap pace at the moment, because I'm just trying to work out, is Crossland a threat to Mitchy Smith or is he under threat from Ichikawa? So 37.9 for Mitchy Smith, and then Ichikawa, if he can run better than 38s, he's probably looking good to try and leapfrog for a 4. 38.150, so he's on about Crossland pace once that shakes out. So we'll see what that looks like in a few more laps. Obviously at the moment Crossland provisionally P11, having made the pit stop. And who's that? Sam Wozniak is around in an awkward position, looks like down at, oh, where is that? That is turn 11, 12, turn 12. Was facing the wrong way. That was very, very awkward.
So that's the second time that car's been around tonight, J-Man. So it'd be interesting to know whether he's had contact or not. And he has actually been through the pits already for his official pit stop. So
I have been a couple of times.
George Goddard in the pits too, as we speak, J-Man. But the Ferrari chasing, who is that? That is not
Joseph Marnie in the pit lane as well.
So whoever that was in the blue, I think it's Merlin actually, just letting him sneak through there. So Merlin holding out the top 20 tonight. Well done, brother. Smashing it out.
Matty Clark, 1.3 seconds the margin. Try and in fresh air, he runs a 37.4.
Okay, there you go.
So that 37.7.
That's I don't think that's his first flying lap in clean air. So this one will be, but yeah, a couple of back markers there. That is Marnie there. He's just going to sneak past. He's just busily trying to get out of the way from this lot. Through pretty quickly, we can see Smith just giving the Lamborghini a bit of a flash of the headlights there, just to make sure Marnie in the Porsche can see him coming. He is in that top 3, although a little bit behind. So Ichikawa in the Vegemite, number 60 Lamborghini, holding that 4th position, and look, has been running in clean air for the bulk of this race pretty well. So
he has.
Yep. And yeah, just been keeping his head down, no mistakes, J-Man, and that's what's important here. Bateman look, he was in that train. He's running down 5th at the moment, but he was in that crazy mid-pack train earlier, and surprisingly has come out of it unscathed. Car looks great. He looks solid, as does is, I think it is Costas Makalos, next position. So both of those guys were right in the thick of all that mid-pack train, and really have come out unscathed and pretty well holding their positions down, if not up a couple. So, but yet to pit, I think, both those guys. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, look, energy's starting to probably come to the forefront of mind for a few of these drivers.
For sure.
Clark's down to about 7.8%. Bewley's down at 9.4%, so he's just got a little bit more than Matty Clark. Matty Clark's been pushing on for the better portion of this race, obviously, to try and make these positions. So expect them to probably pit on a very similar lap based on those energy numbers. What it is telling us is the better part of the field that hasn't stopped is starting to get down a single digit. So only probably got 1 or 2 more laps in the car left.
For sure.
100 seconds is the penalty should you run out of virtual energy but still have fuel in the car. So they'll be very aware of that at round 4. Not to say that somebody mightn't get tripped up on it, but yeah, 100 seconds in this field would certainly cost you
a minute. Well, God, what's that? 2/3 of a lap. 2/3 of a lap, mate.
Minute and a half.
100 seconds. 100 seconds. Still, it's a minute and a half.
Yeah, look, if you're in first, it's going to take you up to about P12 or 13 straight away, by way of where the field's running. So these guys not probably likely going to make those sort of mistakes.
No.
Ichikawa, what's he got in the way of energy?
Time is winding down, J-Man. It is getting late here. What have we got? Under a quarter of the race to go. 12 and a half minutes. As we watch Matthew Clark through one in the Aston, just really has stepped up the pace towards the end of this race here. Nathan Bewley led the race for some time, actually, as did, I think, Mitch Smith might have as well, J-Man. I think Crossy's led the race. There's a few of the boys have been up there, haven't they?
There's a few guys led it, yeah, for sure.
But it's all evened out, but those 4 guys still rising to the top, apart from Crosser, but he's out of position due to, he is one of the early pit stoppers, isn't he?
He is one of the early pit stoppers, and look, he's still got enough energy on board by the look of it to make it home 25% with around about 11 and a half minutes to go. I think he's going to be tight. However, I think he is going to be okay. Firthy, he's in the same position. He has stopped. He's got 32%. So
yeah, these guys are running home, aren't they?
Yeah, a bit more energy on board for Nick Firth. So he's maybe just managed that just a little bit better than Crossy. So just interesting to see post-race how tight Crossy gets, or even towards the back end. I might just flip back with only a couple of minutes to go just to see how that's looking. But we see Bewley and Matty Clark. Oh, Matty Clark in the lane because he was down to 2.4%.
Okay, lucky. Yeah, just looking.
Oh, and he's had to back it up and pit lane, so that's going to cost him.
We're just picking up on Firthy actually putting pressure on Makalos as you were calling. Clark coming into the lane. Oh, it's those 1%ers, J-Man. We talk about it all the time. Ichikawa also in the pit lane as well. I see. Not sure our viewers can actually see that these boys are actually in the lane. Oh, yes, you can. There you go, Ichikawa. Yep. We've got Bateman in the pits as well. Got the road as well.
Just looking, Crosson's likely going to grab Goddard. He's going to grab Hemi Bateman in the pits here. He's going to grab Del Toro as well. So this is probably going to see. It's going to see. I think Ichikawa's definitely done the job to get through on Croston for fourth. So Croston there loses a position. Oh, heavily.
Yeah, just trying to push past Goddard there. Really did force that mistake, didn't it?
And he doesn't have to battle him because Goddard's still got to make his top.
Yeah, but currently they're in for position. So Goddard's not yielding. He's racing, and Crossy probably a little frustrated.
Bewley straight up on the jacks.
Bewley needs that.
Oh, maybe it took him back a little bit as well. Nah, pretty efficient stop. He comes out with about 22% energy. Mitchy Smith's right in tow behind him. The question is where's Matty Clark? Here he comes down pit straight. Has he got enough? Yes, he has. Matty Clark, there'll be no question whether or not he goes to the front post pit stops. There he goes.
Oh, there it is. Bam.
Bewley. It is tight though. It will be a tight run home.
Even with Clark
challenging in the background.
Even with Clark's little mistake there in the pit lane gets that across the line. Who did you say that was? Sorry.
McConnell was just there.
Oh, it's McConnell. Yep. Into one. And it's not actually, he's not battling because that is Smith, isn't it?
It was, but look, it was by way of where he was on the track. However, he has pit stopped as well, so albeit a long way down. Craig McConnell racing out of P13 versus Mitchy Smith's effective P3. But he may have been just trying to unlap himself there. Croston, energy-wise, to give you an update, he's got 18. Oh, hang on. He has got... Try and get a read on his energy.
These guys still so close. Clark, Bewley and Smith, J-Man.
He's got about 18. And to give you an idea, the front runners are on 20% and 21%. So he's in the hunt. Croston, I don't think, is under too much threat about bringing this thing home. Currently P5, lost that position to Ichikawa during the pit stops. Nick Firth with a great drive, battling back to P7. He's just ahead of Gunther Rowe right now and chasing Costas Makrilos. So very good drive from what was an early pit stop for Nick Firth.
So Costas settled in nicely again. Costas, one of those guys, I think that was in that massive mid-pack train there earlier.
Yeah, he was.
And, those guys worked, mate, they worked hard for their positions, those boys. Big group of cars throughout that mid-pack. Another stellar actually drive, I've got to call out Pete Dawson.
Yeah,
lap one incident, then another little bit of a touch-up, got tangled up with somebody else there a little bit later in the race. Literally has come back from 20th position and now sitting in the top 10. So stellar job from Pete there.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Good close stuff tonight.
Dawson got a little bit of distance to try and make up to get up to Hemi Bateman, but look, he's out there. He's in the top 10, so he'd be pretty happy with that based on how lap one started, Davo.
Oh, without a doubt. The top 10 actually fairly stacked together, apart from the top 3. Seriously, the top 3 moved away. Then we got Ichikawa tagged, well, not even tagged on behind. He has literally been sitting in clean air for most of the race. But then it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, and all those guys very close together. Where is Bateman? A little bit of an air gap back to Bateman there. And then Pete Dawson, Marnie, Goddard, McConnell, Kramer, Worcester, Thackeray, Wozniak, Fodado, Glass, and the Magician, rounding out the top 20 and slipping and sliding around there. I think that might be even.
Watch Nick Firth this lap.
Marnie behind him. Oh, who's that?
Macrolos.
That was the magician around, putting that car back on the track as we speak, and just watching Goddard sneak past there. So out of that final corner there. Clark across the line. 3.5 minutes to go. Bewley in tow. Mitchell Smith not that far behind in the bright pink Lamborghini. Ichikawa in the Veggie Light Lamborghini. Across the start finish line. Steve Crossan slipping and sliding out of the final corner there with Costas Makalos. Not too far behind, but Nick Firth, actually Costas, Nick Firth and Gunther Rowe, 3 closest cars on track at the moment. Nice work from those boys. Worcester, Backer, Kramer. Oh no, that's not Fackery, that is actually Steve Crossan, just tucked up in front of them there. Nice work.
Firth, Dave, I reckon he's got something for Costas towards the back end.
I think he has too. The Astons coming on late, aren't they? They really are settling into their tyre.
Think about the apex, makes him have a big second guess about turning that car down.
And then you see them time and time again. We saw it earlier in the race there when they hung out on that wide line. They're trying to pick the throttle up. They get very shaky on the exit, trying to pick the throttle.
Who's that? That's Wozniak wide just in front of them.
And that is, I think.
Oh, someone just around in front of him. Is that Shane Fodado?
I think that is Fodado, and that's a wing off for Fodado as well. But yeah, just in behind is Gunther Rowe. So.
Yeah, and he's right there. So this is going to be a 3-way. They're going to dispatch Sam Wozniak here because Sam, I believe, is down in 17th. These guys are battling. There'll be blue flag showing, I think, as we speak. Look for the lights on the side of the track. Did they have them back then? This is the older version of Fuji, surely. Hey, look, he gets out of it, says, nah, play on, boys. You got a battle. So Firthy, what can he do? The gap at the front, 2.2 seconds now, and then a bigger gap to Mitchie Smith. And then we get back to, this is the closest battle here. And it is tight between Macrolos, Firth and Rowe for the run home. The last 58 seconds, what does that mean? That probably means that Matty Clark is on the last lap. Hang on, where is he on track? Oh no, he is around 13. Hang on, where is he? No, he's around the back. So this will be close. No, he's going to get one more lap. He approaches the final corner, so one more lap it is, Davo. Firthy gets one more crack at this, so does Gunther Rowe.
These guys look like they want another crack at it too, J-Man. As we see Clark run across the line there, that is Bewley tucked in behind. And look, these guys very close. And Mitchie Smith, after an hour of racing, stellar stuff. Smith dropped back a little bit, but still definitely in the hunt. This battle, though, Gunther Rowe, Nick Firth, Costas Makalos, that's where it's at. We will stay on this.
Looks to be, I've just scrolled through the field, looks like energy remaining is pretty good by everyone.
Look at Firth, looking.
Just cost him there a little bit of meterage coming out of the final turn. He had a big look down the inside and it gave cost us an optimum line just to really just flow through that corner. So we'll see how good Firth is under brakes, down to 1.
And this is his last shot at it. I just noticed we're in car with Gunther, actually. Gunther rolling out of the throttle very early.
Okay, what does Gunther's energy look like? He's got 2% left.
Well, that
should
will
be
be
pretty
why.
good for the lap. He should be pretty good for the lap.
So, yeah, just making sure it's all
Here comes
going to...
Matty Clark. Going to come across for the victory. Earned it tonight. You talked about it early, Davo, the work that he put in the mid-phase of this race to claw his way up to P1, and he's done it. Celebrate to the big moment across the line.
Nathan Bewley, clearly working hard as well. These boys, stellar job from all of them. Smith sneaking across the line now with no urgency because there's a big
Good
gap
job
back
from
there.
Isaac too.
Isaac Ishikawa. That guy has driven this race by himself in the Vegemite Lamborghini, but stellar work. Steve Crossland out of the final. And bringing the McLaren home in a very healthy 5th position, J-Man, after dominating last week at Monza. He'll be happy with that though. Costas back on lice in 6, not far behind with Nick Firth in tow. And Gunther right there.
Gunther on the clutch, actually just rolling across the line because he's gone 0-0.
Oh, okay. Does he get that penalty? Wow. Oh my. That will be interesting. They pushed it
micro increments.
You said 2 minutes. I didn't think that was enough. Or 2%.
They talk about micro increments that we don't see in the telemetry here, though. So hopefully he's all good.
Pete Dawson grabbing that 10th position, J-Man. Awesome to see. Marnie across the line for 11th. Goddard chasing down a wingless Shane Fodden. I'm surprised he could even drive that car, even in a straight line. Craig McConnell already in the pits. Kramer also back away, as is Zachary Worcester and Sam Wozniak. Lily Glass still circulating. Fodden and the magician just doing magician stuff backwards into the pit wall. J-Man, wow, just wow, what a great race that was. Good battles up the front. Mid-pack was epic as usual.
Yeah, fantastic racing in the mid-pack. But the top 3, Mitchell Smith from P3, Nathan Bewley takes second, and then Matty Clark for first. That was an outstanding drive, and I felt like it was a bit of an arm wrestle, and I would really like to maybe get a word first and foremost from Mitchy Smith and just see how the first outing went. And obviously a podium, first time out in the Lamborghini. Mitchy, you got us on comms?
Hey guys, how you going?
Hey, good. Hey, fantastic race there, mate. You worked hard for that one, as I think everybody out there, especially the top 3, did tonight. So just give us a bit of insight to how that ran for you and your post-race analysis of how the Lamborghini was.
So as far as how the race went, it was pretty awful. I haven't really done I've done some laps in the Lambo, but I didn't know what car I was going to take until literally the server went up. So I didn't know what car I was going to drive because they've not ruined, but the BMW now will kill you if you push it a little too hard or the wrong way, and it just doesn't feel fun to drive anymore.
Yep.
So I've tried pretty much every car and I just wasn't sure. So I picked up the Lambo with very limited practice, and I knew it had some pace in it, but in the practice run I did yesterday, I had basically no race pace. So I'm so surprised with third. I'm blown away. I'm really happy with it, but it's also why I probably didn't fight very hard, because I just knew that I knew the boys, particularly Matty, had insane race pace. So very happy with third. It's probably the best I could have done. Having said that, I've done all my practice was the 2.4-hour Le Mans special event in the Alpine, the hypercar.
Yep.
I don't know why I decided to drive the Alpine, but that was very funny build up to this race.
Okay, so maybe just put it on sort of slow mode a little bit with this thing then. Hey, look, from our perspective, it looked like a very conservative, measured drive. You know, there was a lot of guys dealing with what is to be maybe this new tyre and physics, and that there's a lot of cars look quite loose, especially out of turn 14, and then even between the double apex 12, 13, as it gets to the rise, the crest of the hill at the back sector of the racetrack.
Yeah, 100%.
But the multiple, times that I was watching you, it looked, we saw you there with Crossland, and then we saw you there with Bewley and Clark at times, and that really engaged in the battle. But it just maybe looked like you were just holding back a little bit, really just driving the thing very, very straight and conservative. Is that a fair description? That you just were just trying to maybe keep that thing straight?
Not really. I'm kind of surprised that that showed up on stream because yeah, that's a pretty accurate assessment. Like I said, yesterday we did a practice race, and my times in the practice race, like I started off doing high 36s or low 37s or something, and I was just, but I realized with this time model, like before, if you went off too hard too early, you would kill the tires. But with this, especially on the Lambo, for some reason the Lambo in particular, like the Aston, I drove the Aston. I was so much faster on race pace with the Aston.
Yep.
In a couple of practice runs I did by myself, but the Lambo, for some reason, it almost like doesn't. It's weird with the tires, so
Yep.
I couldn't get heat into them for the first probably 2-3 laps, and then they come up very, very gradually, and then the more you ease them in, the more pace you have in hand, I suppose. Which
Yep.
is why there was a point there where I was faster than Crosby and probably faster than Bewley midway through the race as well.
Yep.
But yeah, then they just sort of died in the ass, which is probably, I was running the default setup with a couple of little tweaks. So I think the Lambo has a lot of pace potential, which you probably saw from the quali lap. Like
Yep.
given some tinkering, like maybe some play with camber and toe and stuff, and if I can get them to retain the heat a bit better in the tires, I think it could actually be a really good race car. But yeah, just have to be very gentle with the tires in this car to start off with. Otherwise, it just doesn't like to play the game.
Well, look, mate, it was an outstanding performance for P3. Obviously, first time out, and with the lack of laps and experience in the car, I think you really need to give yourself a pat on the back. And just interesting just to hear the analogy there that you're just giving us too, Mitchie, that, for those who are watching that maybe haven't tried their hand at all things sim racing, you got guys like Mitchie Smith out here that are not only extracting the pace in one lap, which you saw in qualifying, but actually putting a race strategy together. And then outside of that, you just picked up that he was talking about the engineering of these cars, and going forward into round 5, I'm pretty sure that somebody with the prowess of Mitchie Smith will actually engineer this thing into a better position than what we saw tonight, which bodes well going forward, Mitchie. So, hey, congrats on the P3, mate. It was a fantastic race, and appreciate the time you've taken to have a chat to us.
Yeah, thanks. Just quickly, shout out to Matty, because I was giving him shit yesterday for he was doing a bit of a dive bomb on me, and I was like, "Oh mate, you can't do that. It'll never work. I'll close the door every time." And then today, I saw him coming. I was like, "Oh, here we go." So I just left the door open. Like, I'm just gonna own it. I'm just gonna let him have it. He drove a really good race.
Yeah, lots of respect out there between you boys, and it shows. So, no, good stuff, mate. Looking forward to seeing what you turn up with next week, because if that's first time out, I'm looking forward to much more of that. So well done, Mitchie.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate. All right, so there you go. That was Mitchie Smith from P3, and we will grab the P2 place car, which was the Porsche of Nathan Bewley, another guy to have led this race, but outstanding performance there, Nathan, if you've got us on comms.
Hey guys, how is it?
Good, mate. Hey, look, another super solid performance. And look, can't say enough about the top 3 tonight, but you're right in the mix there for the better part of it. We saw it was like an ebb and flow sort of piece. I think at one point, yourself, Crossland, Matty Clark, I think Mitchie Smith was maybe the only guy that didn't lead it, I think, or maybe led off the start. But yeah, no, certainly a very, very good battle out there, mate. And you've really come to grips once again with this Porsche. So you're pretty happy after that performance?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy, to be honest. I mean, I think what did we do in the end? 37 laps, and I think
Yep.
the longest since the new tyre model's come out. I haven't done a lot of practice, so I think the longest stint I'd done was about 10 laps. So yeah, the race was good learnings.
Yep. And maybe unpack a little bit there, Nathan, on your thoughts on obviously now that you've put those laps in and race trim on this car. Talk to us a little bit about what the tyre felt like and then the physics in that car. Did you get more comfortable as it went along, or with the tyre fell off, did it sort of negate what you thought the car was going to do? Because we certainly saw I think from Gunther's Porsche that the very slippery on exit would be the analogy or the formula for tonight.
That's what it looked like.
Yep.
No, it was all right. I think maybe in hindsight, making a bit of anti-roll bar change, and it seemed like for me the biggest problem was the front brake duct was just a bit too close, so it couldn't get enough air, and it really felt from halfway through the race to the end, braking into turn one was getting harder and harder. It just felt like it was bleeding off a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where my probably biggest mistake of the race was, leading and just overshot turn one, and Matt Clark just went through, and yeah, that was it.
So
But
did that compromise front tyre temps at all, having those ducts a little bit too close, Nathan?
No.
Okay.
No, to be honest, yeah, in the Porsche, obviously limited running, but it seemed like the rears obviously it was sliding around, but the slide was at least controllable. So the rears were a little bit warmer, but we're only talking probably 5 degrees difference from the rears to the front. So in hindsight, it's not too bad.
No.
So good balance then. Okay. Well, look, mate, what a fantastic performance once again. You're making a habit of coming in here to have a chat to us, Nathan. So, which is always good because it means that you've had a bloody successful night. So, well done, and looking forward to round 5 and seeing what you do there, and really enjoying what we're seeing with the new shake-up of obviously shift around with cars and obviously this latest physics and tyre update. So well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks, boys. And I'd like to say, on the stream, congratulations to the other 2 podium finishes. Don't really say that, but because it's at least we still want to have a good fighting spirit and all that, but we're all trying to be push each other to a good level and all that. And even I think the boys in the Discord chat said that everybody finished, so everyone who turned up, there was no DNFs, especially with this new tyre model. It's really good that everyone stuck it out to the end.
Yeah, vast difference from a week ago at Monza.
Yeah. Too true.
Where we had, I think, 8 retirements.
Oh,
so yeah,
God.
well done to everybody. I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah, well done to everybody. But well done on the podium, Nathan, once again.
And watch it back, because the race in the mid pack was epic. So you guys were doing a stellar job up the front, but there was a hell of a lot going on in the mid pack. So awesome stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's always good to watch the race back, because we only get to see from our point of view what's going on. So it's really good to watch it back.
Absolutely awesome. Thanks. That is Nathan Bewley from P2 at round 4 here
Well
at
done,
Roundlight Racing. What a stellar job. So there you go. All right, come with the man, come with the minute, and this guy,
last but not least,
really earned this one tonight, because Davo, you called it. You watched him from basically lap 1 go to battle, and I want to hear him unpack this thing basically from the start of this race to what was effectively the fastest car out on track, and it showed in the end when he came through with the fruits to take P1. Matty Clark, congratulations on an epic victory, mate.
Thanks, fellas. I felt like I threw away the chance for a win the last 2 weeks. So to finally get it done feels really good. I had so much pacing all throughout the week last week at Monza, and then just choked in quali.
So what are you saying? You tuned up the pit crew between last week and this week?
I just stopped being bad. Really, J-Man, I'll be honest with you.
I love your honesty, Matt. I love it.
Well, unpack it for us, because talk to us about your starting position and the work you had to put in to get to where you got to.
so the game screwed me is the real key that happened at the start there. You're supposed to start on about 50-degree tires. Myself and at least 2 others, for some reason, had bone cold 25-degree tires off the start. So I had no grip on the opening lap.
Okay.
So I just got mugged. There was nothing I could do. I was fighting for my life, basically. But I knew that I had way more race pace than anybody on the grid. And it was just about staying in it, and I could make my way back. It was really, really frustrating, to be honest, when it happened. But yeah, just kind of kept my head in it, didn't let it get to me too much, and just put my head down. A big thing that I was really conscious of was the guys in front of me fighting, and I really didn't want to get caught in battles. So I was really conscious of showing my nose and like just making small things to make anyone that was directly in front of me defend, drop away from the car in front so that I could then overtake them without having to worry about them also being in the tow. And I felt like I just consistently made that happen the whole way through the grid.
Yeah, no, I think you did, and we heard from Mitchy Smith, obviously from P3 tonight. Obviously, a little bit of chit chat during the week about don't dive bomb me, and you put a beautiful move on him to get through. Hey, but one of the things, probably the only time I was critical on you tonight, there, Matty, was I think when you were sizing up Bewley coming round, I think turn 12, 13, and I probably from God's view sort of said, look. Clarkie doesn't have to be rushed about this. You had so much pace on board at that point when you caught Bewley that and then I was worried that the battle, because effectively the battle with Bewley was slowing you up only for around about a half a lap, that I thought that it might have invited Mitchy Smith into the battle. However, you did the business into turn 1 that very next lap, and then just checked out. And probably the big one for me, Matty, was the fact that you based on what we've now heard with that tyre scenario at the start, you really had to earn that, like it was a measured drive back through the field. So fantastic.
No, thanks, fellas. Yeah, in regards to the Bewley stuff, I think I actually would have got the move done out of 6, but he was sliding and was almost going to come across my nose, so I had to get off the accelerator. Yep. And that let him stay in front. I actually carried more speed, and I thought I was going to get the move done by forcing him wide there. But then I realized that we were going to make contact, and I just had to back out of it.
Yeah, now, so that was an interesting one we saw tonight, and we saw you do it as well. So the option of opening up the steering out of 5 to run shallow into 6 really made the car in front second guess, turning down to the apex at what is the hairpin turn 6. And that's obviously a constructed move, Matt, yeah?
Yes, that was something so this layout of Fuji was the track that was the daily race the first week the Aston came out, and I was jobless at the time, so I absolutely monkeyed just doing those races. So I have a lot of time at Fuji compared to any other track in the game, and that was something that I found consistently was everybody would take a different line through 4 and 5 than me, and I would carry more speed through the second apex of 5, and people would always not really think about covering the inside there. And if you're confident on your brakes, you can absolutely make a move, which, as Mitch referenced, he told me, if you go for a move there, you're an idiot. Don't agree with that at all.
No.
Because you can really make moves there if you carry the over.
Yeah.
So, it's not even like you were really contesting it. You just had
showing the nose.
Showing the car. Like that you were there, and
it's the element of doubt.
Yeah, and they were just just leaving like half a car width, and just that far offline is detrimental to picking up the throttle and getting back on it.
You cannot carry speed out.
No, and we saw it. We saw it a few times with a few guys, obviously yourself, and with the guys on the outside trying to pick that throttle up. It's very wriggly, and working hard.
And so,
did you guys see me almost loop it with 3 laps left there?
Yeah.
I think we did maybe pick that up and bridge the margin back a little bit. But hey, talk to us about as well, obviously, on the podium tonight. And I guess one of the key topics tonight, obviously, at round 4 coming into this was obviously we got a couple more manufacturers, and we did see the podium there introduce, obviously, the Lamborghini onto the grid with Mitchy Smith, and then obviously Bewley with the Porsche in there as well. And we've sort of touched a little bit on what is all things physics and tyres. Now, you opted to stick with the Aston Martin. It sounds clearly like there was no doubt Matty, about that decision. So I guess we can, get an educated assessment from going week to week as to how the car felt from round 3 to round 4.
So the Aston pick for me is purely aesthetic. I think it's the best looking car, and I refuse to drive something that I don't like the way it looks. I don't actually care so much how it drives.
Oh, hallelujah. I love it.
Yeah. With the tire change, I said before I'd touched it, I made a joke in the Rainlight Discord. What are the odds that the tire change just works perfectly for my driving style? And I honestly just think it does.
That is a reality. It's just not everyone's going to gel with it, and on certain cars particularly. So
yeah, I haven't driven other tracks yet, so it'll be interesting to see how it feels elsewhere. But because I do have as I was saying, a lot of experience at Fuji compared to most tracks.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a big learning curve in regards to the car will snap much more, and especially through 3. If you turn in too late, I found it kills you. You have to cut that curb pretty aggressively to keep the car balanced. If you get your brake marker wrong, the back will just go. And so that was a really conscious effort to be hitting that corner correct every lap. And 10 as well, the kink right-hander has the potential to just throw the car out. It has like a bump, and most laps it's consistent, but every now and then it'll just throw you, and you've just got to be conscious every single lap to be ready to catch it if it happens.
Just in case.
Okay, so those are 2 corners that Matty's just referenced as quite sharp turn and apexes from relatively high speed. So what you're saying, Matty, is so the 4-5 after 3. The long loaded high aero corners, and then the likes of, say, turn 14 on the way out the double apex to head onto the front straight. The car's quite settled through that high speed loaded stuff.
Yeah, if you get the line wrong in 4 and 5, it will go for sure. If you're not confident with, because I find it's really just a roll through most of the corner, and then a mid shift down to 3rd, and then back on the power early. But if you carry too much speed in and you start going deep, it can just snap on you. And if you tap the brake mid-corner to try and get the nose going, it won't happen. So it's all about, I find 4 and 5 is purely just rolling off the accelerator at the right time and then letting the car come to you rather than trying to force the car around the corner.
Smooth as fast.
Fair.
Well,
there you go.
Matty, well done. Round 4, you did the business,
thanks,
mate. And you did it with style too. So, obviously we saw a dominant performance out of Crossy last week, but that one, I feel like the top 3 really earned it. No more earned it than yourself. I thought the drive back through the field was really, really classy. It was calculated, patient. And you come away with the goods, mate. So enjoy that one, because I think that one, you'll remember that one for a while.
I will. I will.
Nice work.
Awesome.
Well done,
work.
Matty Clark. Really appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, awesome, mate. You're always good to have a chat. So appreciate it, mate, and enjoy that one. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Catch you, fella.
See you, mate.
Matt Clark, ladies and gentlemen, and I expect we're going to talk with Matt Clark again throughout this series, J-Man. I've just got that feeling.
Yeah, he's certainly thrown his name out there consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about him, like the week before, he had some issues with pit repairs and stuff like that, took him out of the fray, and then obviously didn't apply enough fuel or energy to the car and had to do a double take back, and those little 1% things, but
it's all that
wrong with his race pace and his driver ability. He showed it tonight, as did Nathan Bewley and Mitchie Smith to round out the podium. But kudos to all the field. You heard it as well. I think Mitchie paid homage to the field, all of the 20 cars actually completing this race, and I think that bodes well going forward in the series.
It does. Even with a couple of them with no rear wings on them, at least one of them anyway, in Shane Fonaday. So, nice work, everyone. Bringing the car home, J-Man. Unlike at Monza last week, and even after a major update like they just had over the last 7 days. So, kudos to all the boys and girls for getting that done. J-Man, great call tonight. Awesome race. Loved it.
Fantastic. Great track.
plenty going on, and first time I've ever called Fuji and yourself. Like neither of us have ever called Fuji before, and like these guys put on a show. It's awesome stuff. Guys up the Pawnian doing the job properly and making a bit of a race of it for us too. Actually, between the four of them. And then the train through the mid-pack as usual. J-Man, let's thank a few people. Let's quickly thank SIMBLACKS. Let's thank MATCHFIT Entertainment Group, actually, for bringing all this to you as well live on the internet. But SIMBLACKS giving away prizes again in 2025 with Rainlight Racing's Season 9 LMU Series, ladies and gentlemen. Few more rounds to go. I don't even think we're halfway through the season, J-Man. We have had a cracker here tonight for what was round 4 at Fuji, J-Man. Next week, I think we have got. Let me whack a calendar here just quickly, so you guys can have a look at it as well. Next week is Bahrain.
Great track. Another track.
Wow.
Probably a little bit familiar with behind the wheel, but not really in commentary. So
I don't think I've called that one.
So be looking forward to that one, and we'll give you a round 4 update on the points next week. Obviously, it's starting to heat up now, and I can tell you, I'm looking at some results post race from last week, and I tell you what, based on what I've just seen there's going to be a few shifts around in the point structure heading into round 5, so looking forward to touching base on that and keeping you all informed.
Absolutely, J-Man. Awesome stuff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us again tonight for MATCHFIT Entertainment's coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2025 Season 9, the LMU Series. Mate, show us your support. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Just do all that stuff. Click the buttons, ladies, and join us again next week, Monday night. Rainlight Racing. Bahrain. See you all then.